Welcome. Adele Anderson from lifecoachadele.com and welcome to Focus and Flow. This is a 5-day challenge, so thank you for being here. Today we are going through a little fun information about your brain, but also we're going to cover what we will cover in the next 5 days. So this little challenge is a brain hack routine that can be described to upgrading the hard drive of your computer. So neuroscience teaches us that human potential is unstoppable. Isn't that something to like? Because we can actually rewire our brain. It's called neuroplasticity, and it is real. Through neuroplasticity, we can uplevel our potential and create the life we truly want for ourselves. So everything that we want can be ours when we move towards our greatest potential. But in order to do that, we must become our own creator, because as you know, each one of our brains has belief systems that may not empower us every day throughout our day. So first, we must understand some little fun and fundamental facts about our brain when it comes to focus and flow. And once we understand these properties, we can brain hack them. They'll naturally enable us to reach a high state of functioning and interrupt states of procrastination, anxiety, or simply not being motivated. So what we want to do is we want to create the ability for the genius inside of us to flow every day so that you have the greatest opportunity to reach your potential. As your own creator, you're going to gain step-by-step instructions of how to initiate the states of both focus and flow. And this has benefits of naturally reducing your stress and strengthening your ability in both focus and flow. It's a real life skill. Moving our attention towards creating the life that you want, finding yourself making concrete steps towards the goals that you want. Did you know that focusing your attention on something is actually a gateway to neuroplasticity? So on day 1, you're going to learn some fundamental facts about your brain when it comes specifically to do with focus and flow. And on day 2, we're actually going to move into focus, create tetrases, create the ability for our mind to simply see within our environment everything that is about what we want for ourselves. And day 3, we're going to give ourselves the fundamental building blocks called habit stacking that again strengthen our ability to move towards the things that we really want for ourselves. Day 4, we're going to move into the biology behind flow. We do it naturally. Do you know that? We actually do. But now, as a creator, we want to be able to enter flow at any time. And how do we do that? We're going to capitalize on certain brain waves, on certain times of the day, to create the optimal performance platform for our genius. And day 5, we're going to put it all together. So let's get started. Fun facts about the brain. Learning actually reorganizes the structure of our brain. Similar to defragmenting our hard drive. You've watched those little colored bands of red, green, and blue moving up and down as your computer resorts and refiles information so that it's more organized and easier for your computer to find. We know that we defragment when our computer is slow because we've been disorganized and things are filed in the wrong spot. Imagine going into a library and none of the books are in order. They're not in the categories that they're supposed to be, and they're not alphabetized. And there's no cross-referencing. Could you imagine the nightmare? Well, the same thing happens in our brain. When we haven't been in focus and flow, our brain is doing some things that are keeping us disorganized. It's kind of like having a dirty room or not doing laundry for a whole month and then trying to find that exact sweater that you want to wear. So we want to learn to focus and flow, which will naturally reorganize the structure of our brain and file and categorize all of the amazing information that we have inside. The other fun fact is it's absolutely fine and you need to relax. That our brain is optimized when we do it in chunks of time. So 60 to 90 minutes of concentrated focus is about our limit. And then our brain actually requires a recharge. It takes about 20 minutes. So imagine your brain to be like your cell phone. It's optimized and charged for about 60 to 90 minutes. And then you get the little warning that your battery is low and you need to plug in. It's the same thing with our brain. But the fun thing about a tired brain, it's actually more creative when it's tired. And think about it, it actually makes sense because we've lost our ability to focus. We've lost our ability to strategize and to really, figure it out because we're tired. So all of these filters and distractions of really keeping us dialed in are gone because we're tired or they're very lax. And this does something else to our brain. It creates invention, creativity, because all of that tuning in ability is lost because we're tired. So we become extremely creative, and that's really cool. So during this downtime, we are actually at some of our most creative time. Writers, imagination, invention, artistry. We're finding amazing facts because our brain is flowing and trying to do the best job that it can, but it has to do it in a different way. And it's free-forming, and that's very cool. And then after 20 minutes of this free-forming and relaxation, where we've just closed our eyes and taken a little bit of time away from the computer or whatever else we're doing, our brain is now back up to optimization and it's functioning 3,000 times faster than it was a minute ago when it was charging. The other thing is we all understand that we're not all 9 to 5ers, that some of us are early birders and some of us are night owls. So as we move through creating the life that we want for ourselves, we should be looking for work, our passion, our purpose to take place at our optimal times. If we try to force a square peg into a round hole, it takes a lot of effort. And so knowing when we're at our best becomes key in pursuing our dreams and creating the optimal ability for us to reach our dreams. What does it feel like when we're tired or when we've lost the charge of our brain? Well, we could be overwhelmed, not just tired, but we're distracted because we've lost our ability to focus. We may feel uninspired. We may have lost our ability to focus. We might have writer's block. We may feel like we've lost our creativity because we're trying so hard to focus when we should just be relaxing. And then all of that comes together. So instead of feeling overwhelmed and distracted, just allow yourself to relax for a mere 20 minutes and you are going to be charged up and you're going to be your most creative, inventive self. What other things interrupt our ability to focus? Self-limiting beliefs. The I can'ts, the I'm not good enough, I don't know enough. We have them. We know what they are. They don't make us feel good, and they certainly don't move us towards our dreams. That I can help you with. So don't stress about that any longer because stress interrupts our brain's ability to actually draw things out of our memory. It actually shrinks our brain. Yes, it's been proven that people that suffer from PTSD actually have a smaller hippocampus. This is where our long-term memories are stored, and this part of our brain actually shrinks. So stress doesn't do anybody good, right? And we know that it is the leading indicator for heart disease and almost every other illness on this planet. Stress interrupts our child's developing brain. It interrupts our ability to learn, to function, to feel good. So please, if you're under chronic stress, do something about it today. And luckily, there are really easy, fundamental, and fun games like the chart that you see behind me. Yes, that chart can actually reduce your stress, and it can be fun, and I can help you with that. So you can call me. 604-885-0562 is my office, or just send me a text, yes, at lifecoachadele.com, and I'll send you a link that you can set up an appointment for me. Reduce the stress and get back on track. Not only does it do your mind good, but it certainly does your physiology and your health good. Here's another fun fact. Let's see. The human brain does not multitask very well. Since we've been tuned in since the 80s, multitask, multitask, multitask. I'm a great multitasker, but hey, do you know what? It's not a natural process for our brain. Our brain loves to become a genius at something. This means learning something in every aspect of what it means to learn about that particular topic. This is the genius of our mind, to become a master. Multitasking, on the other hand, requires an extreme amount of energy. And you will find when you're multitasking, you burn out, you get tired much faster. And so you'll require more recharge time. I put it down when I first sort of thought about this whole multitasking thing. Think about a dirty room. Think about a room that's filled with clutter. Say that someone's been a hoarder, and how disorganized that feels. How it's hard to focus when you get into a room and your desk is a complete disaster. The other one that really came true to me is for my medical use, I have a very large program that runs on a PC, but everyone was telling me I had to have an Apple. So I bought myself an Apple laptop and then had to require a program to split my hard drive in half so that I could run this medical program. And it created nothing but havoc because I only had half the power in my Apple side and half the power in my split hard drive. It really didn't work very well. And to me, that was a great metaphor for multitasking. When we've split our attention in half, as in multitasking, we are splitting our power. Okay. Look in here. Meditation. We know it. We've tried it. It improves our ability to focus, and it reduces our anxiety on many levels because we often slow our breath down. If we're doing 5-5-7 breath during our meditation, we've tricked our brain that we are at rest. And so we've created physiology within our body that means that we're relaxed, which means that we're in a state of calm, positive physiology. And we've dramatically improved our rapid memory recall and our overall memory. Isn't that cool? And different types of meditations have been shown to create different kinds of benefits. So open monitoring is a creativity boost, increasing our productivity and decreasing our distraction. Another fun fact, we all know that when we exercise, we naturally feel better. Why? Because it elevates our cognitive performance. and reorganizes our brain. When we're exercising, we've entered a different type of brainwave, which allows the structure of our mind to be reorganized. Isn't that cool? And my final fun fact for today is focusing our attention on new materials. So learning something new actually alters our perception of time. Have you ever got that feeling where you've lost track of time? When you're focused on something that is a challenge, an achievable challenge, but something that really does challenge you and that you're interested in, we lose track of time. And that leads me into tomorrow's lesson, which is all about focus and flow. So thank you for joining me. My name is Adele Anderson from lifecoachadele.com, and these were fun and fantastic brain facts that move our brain's ability to both focus and flow, and how we can greatly benefit by just adopting and brain hacking these little life skills. Thank you for joining me now. Bye now.